What is going on, guys? Matt Downs with Daily Grind Fantasy Sports here to give you the edge for this NBA 11 game slate on DraftKings. Cannot wait to break it down. If you guys are brand new to this channel, we provide both free and paid content for all daily fantasy sports across all sports. If you could please show your support by hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, and of course smashing that like button for all of our future NBA content. If you would like to know more about becoming a better DFS player and taking down that big GBP, head over to www.dgfantasy.com. On dgfantasy.com, we give you cheat sheets for every major sport, along with ownership projections, actual projections, and strategy for every single slate. We also cover optimal cash plays as well as preferred GBP plays and stacks for specific contest sizes. We do the dirty work for you. We are also currently partnered with Fantasy Cruncher, the best optimizer in the industry. When signing up for our $30 package, you also get a $20 credit to use towards any Fantasy Cruncher product. We provide the best value in the industry. Now let's go ahead and dive right into this NBA 11 game slate on DraftKings. Let's talk about last night first. Last night was the first NBA opening night slate that we had. It was a 2-game slate. I told you guys on the live stream that I had the chalk lineup. I was pretty sure about it. And sure enough, I had the chalk lineup, which included Bruce Brown, Russell Westbrook. We won't talk about it. Oh yeah, and it also had Drew Holiday. So I didn't have a good night, but it's fine. Our members did. So if you guys look at some of the screenshots, one of the coaches in our Discord here, Sano, longtime member and coach, is tweeting out some of the pictures that were posted in our Discord chat. This person turned $109 into $300, had a takedown here, $18 and $125, and played a really big GBP. Here's some more success here, $300 won by this member, and oh my gosh, that is a great lineup. We had Patty Mills, who went ballistic, my favorite Spur of all time. Kind of, sort of, not really, but had a great night, and we also had a takedown here. 10th place, not a takedown, 10th place out of 4.7K, that's crazy, $4 in the 200, $1 in the 14, and got first place in that contest. If you guys are interested in signing up for dgfantasy.com, we offer a $30 membership, which gives you access to all of our favorite cash plays, leverage plays, but with that membership, you also get a $20 voucher to any Fantasy Cruncher product, which is, we're in a partnership with Fantasy Cruncher. One of the best tools out there. I'll be using it all season long. And if you guys are brand new to this channel, we talk about Fantasy Cruncher. We talk about the settings, strategy behind all of that for every single sport, not just NBA. So if you guys are interested in that, head over to dgfantasy.com. You'll be a part of a private Discord chat where we talk about the plays all day, every day. Coaches in there to help you out. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into the slate before I go down a rabbit hole. What I do for all people that are watching this for the first time is I go over the injury report and point out the more obvious injuries that are going to impact the team, because those are the teams that we only care about, okay? We don't really care about the other teams where they're not as obvious as plays. Players aren't benefiting with certain injuries. Teams like the Knicks only have Nerlens Noel, so really their star players aren't going to benefit too much. It's a lower pace. So I really won't look into that team too much on this video, just because, again, they're more GPP plays. So if you guys are used to this format, smash that like button. If you guys are brand new to the channel, show up to our live streams, and we will be covering our favorite GBP plays, favorite cash plays, and updated ownership as a whole. All right, now let's do this. So Chicago's without Kobe White, doesn't really impact them. Detroit is without Cunningham. Unfortunately, we don't get to see that landscape of a team. But with Detroit, there's really no injuries that impact them because we're used to seeing the same exact roster. With Indiana, there's some pending injury news that we have to pay attention to here. It's going to be Jeremy Lamb and Justin Holiday. LeVert, Martin, and Warren are out for them. I already ran the numbers on them. Charlotte, nothing going on there. Boston, we are without Al Horford, and Jaylen Brown is questionable. If he is rolled out, that's going to very much impact that team, so something to keep an eye on here. Any changing or crazy slate-breaking injury news, I will pin a post in the YouTube comment section below, and you guys will have the most updated information on how that impacts the team. With Washington, Bradley Beal is technically questionable. I believe he's leaning more towards probable in playing this. We have Thomas Bryant, Hachimura, Winston out. We already knew that. Boucher, Siakam, and Watanabe are out for Toronto. That does impact them. I ran the numbers with Boucher and Siakam off the court from last season. I'll give you guys the updated numbers there. But this is the big injury news that we need to pay attention to here with the 76ers. Shake Milton, Riller, Ben Simmons. Not going to go down that. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole there. But Ben Simmons is out for the 76ers. Tyrese Maxey is starting for him, and obviously that will impact the usage across that team. Also with the Pelicans, Zion is out. However, the prices have already been adjusted to reflect that, so really not too much of an impact there. Houston, not too much going on there. John Wall's out, but he's always out. Minnesota, nothing really going on. Cleveland, nothing. Dylan Brooks is out for Memphis, which actually kind of impacts these guys a little bit more than I thought it would, just because of their price tags. They have very soft price tags there in Memphis, so we will talk about that here in a little bit. With Orlando, everybody's out, but everybody's out for Orlando all the time. It doesn't really impact them too much because it is a very low-scoring game, or projected to be, against San Antonio. With San Antonio, nothing really going on there. Literally nothing going on for OKC. Utah, nothing. Denver, Jokic was questionable yesterday, but it looks like he's leaning towards probable, so we're not really going to worry about that. Phoenix, nothing going on there. Sacramento and Portland, Tony Snell's out, so that's going to impact the picture as a whole for Portland. Just kidding. That's not going to impact it. All right. Now let's go over the more obvious teams. And the teams that we're going to talk about here are going to come from the very first matchup with the Pacers. So with the Pacers, this slate as a whole here didn't price the rookies appropriately whatsoever, especially the starters. So I know Chris Duarte is not expected to start in this game, but he's also projected to be in the rotation a lot. Right now, we have him projected at 29 minutes, which again, if you think about it, playing even more so than TJ McConnell in that rotation. And he's a very good defender. So he's known for his defense. He's known for his ball handling, even his scoring. So he can do a little bit of everything. I expect his usage to be pretty high here as a rookie, especially since he's being involved in that rotation. So right now, Chris Duarte at $3,300 playing 29 minutes. I know. We haven't seen him play in NBA action yet, but he killed it in the preseason. So he's honestly one of my favorite value plays on the slate as a rookie, and I hate, overhyping rookies, but at $3,300, that's near bottom of the barrel price tag, playing starter, close to starter minutes there at 29 minutes. So Chris Duarte, right now we have him projected at 26.92 points, comes out to an 8.2 point per dollar value. Again, we don't know anything about the fantasy points per minute. We don't know anything about the usage, any of that. I can only assume, and he killed it in preseason, and is going to heavily be in that rotation versus Charlotte Hornets. Nothing going on in Charlotte. They're all going to be GPP plays for me. We're going to go down to this Washington Wizards roster. This is more of a GPP play for me because Montrezl Harrell is not known for playing crazy minutes. He's not expected to start. Daniel Gafford is expected to start for the Wizards. Just going to confirm that. Yeah, Gafford is expected to start, and Kuzma is expected to play the 4. But Montrezl Harrell, good fantasy point per minute player, historically between 1 and 1.2 fantasy points per minute. And he's expected to play 25 minutes. So we don't know what the rotations are going to look like with the center role. But Montrezl Harrell at $3,700, that to me just looks very, very underpriced. So one of my favorite GPP pivots, because he plays at the center spot. There's always so many center options, especially on this slate. And I just really like him as a GPP player and has a lot of upside. Another player that's new to this roster, and we really don't know how this is going to impact the rotations, but Spencer Dinwiddie is expected to be heavily involved in this offense. He's projected to play 34 minutes tonight. He's fully healthy, ready to go. $4,900 for Spencer Dinwiddie. Love that. Not the best matchup here versus Toronto, but if they are, if this game does shoot out here and they're projected to score over 109 points, Spencer Dinwiddie is going to have a fantastic day here. We have him at a 6.9 point per dollar value. And again, we have to keep our eye on Bradley Beal. Regardless of if Bradley Beal does play, I still like Spencer Dinwiddie here at a 4.9K price tag. Think about it. In Brooklyn, he got up to 7K, 8K when Kevin Durant was out there in Brooklyn. So really, really love that price tag on Spencer Dinwiddie. I feel like that is just criminal. Very criminal of a price tag. Switching over to Toronto. Toronto has some interesting plays. Again, without Siakam on the court, we know the beneficiaries here are going to be Van Vliet. This is a newer roster. We're not able to see Kyle Lowry on this team anymore. So that means Fred Van Vliet is going to take over this starting role and run with it. He should be scoring a lot more without Lowry on the court, especially without Siakam in this game. $7,500 is just far too low for somebody who's going to have the ball in their hands the entire game. He's projected 37 minutes. We know that he plays between 37 and 40 minutes every single game, and that's beside Lowry and Siakam. So I think that's a floor for Fred VanVleet. A really high ceiling potential. I think that he needs to be a priority in cash, and it's probably one of my favorite overall plays here on the slate. We have him projected for 42 DraftKings points. Even I think that's a little bit too low. Could go ballistic here. There's no reason why he shouldn't have the ball in his hands the entire game. A 5.6 point per dollar value. Technically, another guy that I like, and a couple other guys I like, are going to be more for GPPs just because of the price tag here. We don't know how they're going to look in this rotation. Precious Achiuwa, newer to this roster, $3,100, projected 25 minutes. He's not historically the best fantasy point per minute player, but about 0.8. Right now we have him projected for 25.2 points. It comes out to an 8.1 point per dollar value. So just strictly based on the price tag alone, I think is a great pivot off of some of these other options. Scotty Barnes, the rookie. We don't know too much about him, but we do know he was very good in preseason, and he also, is said to play a lot here in this rotation. Right now, he's projected 28 minutes, 7.6 point per dollar value, and I really do like him here as a cheap GPP option. So 2 cheap GPP options here with Achua and Scotty Barnes, and I think VanVleet needs to be heavily considered here in a cash lineup or small GPPs. Next, we're going to go over to the Cleveland Cavs, and they mispriced another rookie here with Evan Mobley. 37 projected points. We know he's going to start and play. 31 projected minutes right here against Memphis. Nothing more that needs to be said. He can do it all. He grabs rebounds. He gets blocks. He's known for his scoring. So they should use him. They should use him a lot. $4,500. I feel like that's going to be the lowest price tag we're going to see on him. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him near 6 to 7K as the season progresses. We know Cleveland isn't the best team in terms of scoring, so I think that would deflate his price tag just a little bit. But again, 4.5K is very, very cheap. All right, moving over to the Grizzlies. Grizzlies also have some good plays. They are without, I already blanked on his name. They are without Dillon Brooks. So Dillon Brooks does play heavy minutes, plays about 30 to 32. So that gives a lot of decent minutes here to some of these guards. Desmond Bane playing 31 projected minutes at $3,200. Not the best historically in terms of fantasy points per minute, but we always prioritize minutes over everything. I consider him more of a GPP play. I don't think he'll be that high owned, but at $3,200 against the Cleveland Cavs, I know it's a pace down spot, which is why I like him for GPPs. Melton, $3,600. I keep talking about all these value plays, and there's so many value plays, but yet another player that is good historically that's going to be heavily involved in this rotation, projected 26 minutes. That's actually about 5 more minutes than he usually gets. So do like him here. $3,600. We're used to seeing him in between about 4 to 4.5K in terms of price tag. So do like DeAnthony Melton here at that price tag. And then Jaren Jackson's going to be my cash consideration here from Memphis. They just signed him to a 4-year contract. He should be playing more minutes here. Is fully healthy, ready to go. $5,900, 32 projected minutes. Historically, over a fantasy point per minute player. We have him projected for 42 DraftKings points against the Cleveland Cavs. Should do very, very well on the boards. Should get a lot of open shots. So I do like Jaren Jackson. I feel like he's just a safe play here at $5,900. And again, they committed to him 4-year contract. He really likes playing there in Memphis. So I do like him here at that $5,900 price tag. All right, let's go over to the Rockets. There's only one guy I want to talk about here, and it's another rookie that they mispriced. The thing with the Rockets is they have a lot of usage guys like Christian Wood. They have Kevin Porter, who's huge, and then also Eric Gordon. So I know they aren't big usage guys relative to the other players in the NBA, but for the Houston Rockets, we don't know how Jalen Green's going to fit into that rotation because he's just a scorer. We know Jalen Green's known for his scoring. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays alongside Kevin Porter, how they kind of share the role there. But the one thing to pay attention to here is the $4,200 price tag. He's playing 34 projected minutes. Yeah, I mean, something's not adding up there. Right now, we have him projected for 30 fantasy points here at 4.2K, so that's hitting about 6 to 7 times value. A good GPP play. I don't think he's going to be very chalky at all. And then we're going to move over to the 76ers. This is the team you want to target for cash. You want at least 2 of these guys in your cash lineup. I will say that. Nothing can really convince me otherwise because of Ben Simmons being out. Tyrese Maxey is going to be mega chalk at $4,000 historically. He's a 1.11 fantasy point per minute player. Joel Embiid is a 1.97 fantasy point per minute player without Ben Simmons, and that's in 242 minutes of sample size from last season. And Tobias Harris, a 1.23 fantasy point per minute player. So those 3 players I'm going to highlight here. They take all the usage. They are all starting, and they're all at a very good price point here, especially Tyrese Maxey. I can't believe they only priced him at $4,000, knowing that Ben Simmons was going to be out. So for me, there's going to be 3 players that I'm considering for cash right now that are going to be cash locks. It's going to be Maxey, Joel Embiid, and VanVleet from the other side, because really there's a kind of crazy mid to high pay up option. There's really not too many obvious plays other than Joel Embiid and VanVleet. So those are going to be my cash locks as of right now. And all these other guys are just going to be GPP options. Like, yes, Seth Curry could get it going through a shot, but we know he's just primarily a GPP play whenever anybody's out because he's just a scorer there. All right, let's move on to the Thunder. The Thunder have yet another rookie that I guess DraftKings wants us to play. $3,800. Josh Giddey playing 33 minutes. Now, based on what I saw in preseason, he probably won't be the most efficient fantasy point per minute player, but at a 3.8K price tag, 33 projected minutes, he is going to start in this game against a very bad matchup here in Utah. I can't tell whether he's going to be low or high owned yet just because of that price tag. and just the fact that they're playing Utah. So if I had to guess, he's probably going to be more of a GPP play, but I will consider him in cash as well. And then last but not least, we have another pay-up option that I want to highlight. Jokic in a very good matchup here versus the Suns. 10-4, just too cheap. Historically, we're used to seeing him in that range of about 11 to 12K. Coming off an MVP season. I just really like the matchup, and he's really the only other pay-up option other than Embiid that's very obvious in my opinion at 10.4K. He's a very safe pay-up option. And that's it, guys. I know it's an 11-game slate, and I only wanted to highlight the extremely obvious plays. A lot of these value plays are up at an 8.8, 8.2, 8.1 point per dollar value, which is just insane to me. So we won't see this much value. All these rookies are going to be adjusted after this slate. I would take advantage of some of these value plays. It's going to definitely be a stars and scrubs type build tonight. And if you guys want to see our extra breakdown, head over to our live stream. We will be live streaming around 6 p.m. EST, about 5:30 to 6. So feel free to look out for that notification. Let's go over to my favorite prize pick here on the slate. If Bradley Beal plays, and he should, right now he's at a 44 fantasy point score projection. He's going to hit the over on that. Him and Spencer Dinwiddie should get it going. Really like what I've seen here from Bradley Beal in the offseason. And this is just a good matchup for him. So I really do like that 44 over. If you guys haven't signed up for PrizePicks, first of all, enter code using DGF for 100% matchup to $100. Helps us out, helps you guys out, and you guys get free money deposited into your account. We'll talk about our favorite PrizePicks picks here later on in the day on our live stream, and we give away a free pick every single video. And that will wrap up my video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, please do hit that subscription button, notification bell, and of course smash that like button for all of our future NBA content. With all that being said, have a great rest of your day, and let's cash.